You want to go to night 2?
Let's go to night 2 of WrestleMania 36, or the unnumbered WrestleMania from Tampa, originally, and then from the Orlando Performance Center.
And then from a van down by the river.
Well, it started off well, I think.
It started off, yes, with another match of the night. I liked Charlotte and Rhea Ripley better than I liked Becky Lynch and Shayna Baszler. Because, once again, they both come off like who they're supposed to be in look and in attitude and the whole 9 yards. And honestly, Charlotte and Rhea are more physically impressive, and I think their work is more polished. Shayna's still a little green. Becky Lynch was good, but at the same time, both Rhea Ripley and Charlotte looked like they kicked the shit out of Becky Lynch to me. So the stiff chops, boy, she's got her fucking father's genes. But good trash talking, stiff work, lots of noise, nice pace. I bought this as a contest. I think they did too at a couple of spots. Charlotte's chop block was a fucking shoot. It looked like it almost took her knee out. This match may have been better in some ways with no fans because these girls sounded like they meant this shit, and it was a struggle. They should be proud of themselves. The selling, the body language by both, as they got worn down, this would have torn the house down with people there, obviously, I think. But it to me, for whatever they fucking did, it worked in front of no people. The standing cloverleaf by Rhea, I love. I just love that fucking move. It's different, and she's so tall and has such a frame that it looks good for her. That's a good visual fucking submission for somebody. And then the Boston Crab by Charlotte, the reversals they did, they were selling the punishment. At one point, I thought they were going to go for the double bridge. Flair used to love doing the double bridge spot with Steamboat or with Terry Taylor or with Magnum or with any athletic guy that could do it. He didn't do it with JYD. And then it became you know which one I'm talking about, right? Where they've done the reversals and finally one's on one's chest and they've got a body lock on each other and they double bridge up backwards and then turn over and go into a backslide, right?
Yeah, I always think of Steamboat Flair when I think of that spot.
Well, Flair loved that, and he loved to then see, when he had a really good opponent, how deep in the match they could do it. Like, could they do it after 30 fucking minutes, right? Where they've been going hard, or they do it 40 minutes, or whatever the fuck. So I thought they were going to do that at one point. They had the grip for it, and then they turned out of it. But anyway, when Charlotte got the figure 4, Ripley was selling it great and swinging frantically and etc. But then that bridge that she does with the figure 4, I love that thing. And I thought they were going to put Ripley over, be honest with you. And I thought, even in an empty building, you can't, as we found out both nights, you can't crown the new top star of the company by beating a fucking legend in front of no people. It just don't work. But this match in this environment worked. Rhea Ripley could have been elevated by beating Charlotte here. I guess they want Charlotte with the NXT belt to have more star power on the show or whatever the fuck. But if Ripley had to tap out, that fucking figure 4 with the bridge is the thing to do it on. But these girls, it was a great fucking effort by both these girls.
Let me start with the negative, and then I'll talk about the positives. The one negative is I think Rhea Ripley should have gone over.
Yeah.
I think it's too often that an NXT person gets brought up or gets elevated by working with someone on the main roster and loses. And Rhea Ripley, now we go to the positive portion of my review. Rhea Ripley, I think, has the potential to be the single greatest women's wrestler in an American promotion. She's so young.
Yeah.
She's fantastic at selling. She's big enough that you believe her when she hits someone.
Yeah.
I think she is just phenomenal. I think she is the best prospect for the future of women's wrestling that I've seen. I think Charlotte carries herself like a star. And you would think, oh, they all do. No, she really does. When she comes out onto the stage, she carries herself like a star, and she's really good. And I'm not trying to take anything away from Charlotte. I'm a big fan of Charlotte. I think Charlotte's great. But I think Rhea Ripley should have gone over here. I agree with you. They were making so much noise, especially Ripley, that you didn't miss the fans here.
Yeah.
And it was
the one thing, though, did you notice? Announcers, shut the fuck up. Early in the match, the announcers were talking about, well, how Rhea Ripley when she was first here, struggled with her self-esteem. Fuck that. Save that for the Lifetime fucking movie. Don't say this goddamn fucking kick-ass looking star struggled with her self-esteem. We don't want fucking Peter Parker. We want Spider-Man. We want fucking Star, not the goddamn insecure little girl. That drove me crazy.
And, I understand your point, too, because there were things on WrestleMania that happened that almost felt like a waste because there wasn't a stadium filled with people there. Mandy Rose and Otis, or Goldberg dropping the title, whatever it may be. Various things that would matter to the WWE fan base, or as they are called in McMahon speak, the WWE Universe. So I can understand maybe you want to save Ripley getting a big victory for something like that, but with that said, I think she should have gone over. I know they want Charlotte on NXT because they're trying to win a ratings war that they're getting their ass kicked in. But I think there had to be another way to do it, because I wouldn't have had Ripley lose. And again, it's too much of a trend now where someone from NXT who you watch, and if you watch NXT, and we haven't watched it in a little bit, but we watched enough for a period of time where you know who their stars are. I mean, it'd be like if they brought Keith Lee up and just had him squashed by Brock Lesnar or something. You know what I mean? Like, you invest in them there and then they lose. And she wasn't squashed by Charlotte, but I didn't think it was the time for her to lose to Charlotte here. It
would have helped Ripley to win. It would not have hurt Charlotte to lose right there.
Exactly. Nothing's going to hurt Charlotte. Charlotte's the biggest star they have. Becky Lynch, I know she's, the man and the one they push the most, but I think Charlotte's the biggest star they have in their women's division. It wouldn't have hurt her to lose.
Well, and besides, sometimes other girls might get hot, but Charlotte's, well, like I told Herd one time, we were debating the various merits of different wrestlers. I said, you'd rather have fucking Sid Vicious than Arn Anderson, wouldn't you? He said, well, what do you mean? I said, well, Sid Vicious will make you $1 million in one night. He said, what's wrong with that? I said, Arn Anderson will make you fucking money for 5 years steady. After they see Sid the first time, they don't want to see it again. But they want to see Arn all the time because he always has good matches. He didn't get that. Charlotte's going to be a constant because she's always going to have good matches. Other girl, Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, does not take anything away from them. They may get hot, but you've got a natural performer there. Anyway.
Wasn't crazy about the finish, but I will say I think it was my favorite match of the two nights.
Yes. Amazing that we agree so much. It's almost like I pay you to say these things.
You sycophant.